Hello and welcome to Rathods Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 1st September 2024. So let's get started with our discussion. And actually today is Sunday, so there is nothing much important actually in our Sunday's newspaper. But even now today's science and technology page also, there are nothing much relevant from our examination point of view. So whatever the articles which are relevant from our examination point of view from other subjects also, so I am taking this for today's discussion. And before starting this analysis, I want to focus on two important things. So whenever you are preparing for UPSC or any other competitive examination, you have to follow syllabus. Following syllabus is very important and that will be guiding light. So that will say you like what you have to read and what you have to skip. And it is not like whenever you are reading any standard book, so you should not start from the first page and you have to read till last page. It is not like that. So whatever the topics are there in the syllabus, so select them and selectively you have to prepare that topic from any other book so which is comfortable to you. And second important thing is you have to focus on previous year questions. So whenever you see the previous year's questions, then only you can understand how the question is asking from that so and so topic. So whether you had covered that dimensions or not, you will be getting idea if you see this previous year's questions. And these two should be there till you enter into your services. Okay, don't skip them. Okay, let us see the first article. Title says cyclones, heavy rain likely in month of September. So here what is the keyword? Keyword is cyclones. So even in yesterday's class also we discussed about the cyclones, and this cyclones you can refer from how many subjects? From GS paper 1 geography you can read about the cyclones, and even from GS paper 3 under disaster management you can see about the cyclones, and even from GS paper 3 under environment and ecology also you can see how this climate change is impacting cyclones. And apart from that, from GS paper 1 and 2 you will be having society and social issues. So you have to see how the cyclones will be impacting the people at large, how the society will be getting impacted due to this cyclone. So here what are the dimensions you have to see? You have to see first of all what is the cyclone, and next one is you have to see what are the favorable conditions for the formation of cyclone. Okay, favorable conditions for formation of cyclone. And next important point is you have to see diagram of cyclone and you have to see each and every part and its contribution to cyclone. And next you have to see different types of cyclones. So we have extratropical cyclones, next one is tropical cyclones, and you have to see exactly what are the differences between tropical and extratropical cyclones. And next you have to see in world geography you have to see like what are the different names for cyclones in different regions. In some regions we will be calling it as typhoons, in some regions we will be calling it as cyclones, willy willies. So in exactly in which areas what is the name, so from that nomenclature also you can get a question. And from disaster management you have to see disaster management cycle. So in this disaster management you have to see what are the causes, and next one is what is the impact. And in disaster management cycle you have to see pre-disaster steps, during disaster steps, and post-disaster steps. Okay, and from environment and ecology you have to see the recent trends. Okay, recent trends of cyclones, and you have to see how this climate change is impacting cyclones. Okay, so all these are the dimensions that you have to see. And now let us see this article, what it is saying exactly. So here in Telugu states like AP and as well as Telangana, there is heavy rainfall, and we are also aware that cyclone Asna had been originated in Arabian Sea. So because of this also, especially in the western coast of our country, some states you are facing rainfall, this problem. But even because of monsoons and this moving of monsoon winds also, in some states we are having rainfall. So this is one which is very much clear. And especially in monsoons you will be knowing about this concept called as La Nina and El Nina. And this year we are expecting this La Nina. La Nina will brings normally the good rainfall, right? So La Nina pattern expected to establish itself in September. This is the thing which mainly said by IMD forecast. IMD is India Meteorological Department, which will be giving forecast, early warning system, etc. And now here this IMD said that because of this La Nina in month of September, we are going to expect good rainfall. That is the thing which is happening, especially it said that we are going to get average rainfall in northern part of our country, particularly in some regions like Rajasthan, Uttarakhand and Delhi. And recently in Rajasthan, we observed that there was floods because of climate change. Right now, let us see what are the important key takeaways from this article here is because of La Nina effects, it leads to significant weather abnormalities and even there will be increased rainfall and as well as cyclonic activity. So because of this rainfall, it will be having impact on obviously agriculture and as well as water resources in our country. And next one, if you see the projections of rainfall, so here an expected 9% of increase in rainfall may also helpful to come out of drought situations now in our country. So that in some areas, if there is excess rainfall, obviously it will cause flooding and even infrastructure damage will be happens in urban regions because of urban floods. And this one here is even there is a proper cyclonic activity forecast. So whenever we are focusing on this cyclonic activity, especially we need to have proper preparedness in coastal areas and especially in the river basins, so that if there is any sudden intense rainfall, so we can control that situation. That means you need to take proper pre-disaster steps. And next one is geographical variability. So if you see across our country, is every region is getting even rainfall? No, there is uneven rainfall distribution happens. So because of this, we have to know how weather changes or how climate change is causing this uneven rainfall. So whenever uneven rainfall is happening, what happens? Some regions will be facing challenges. So how we have to address those challenges? So on this also we need to focus and especially we need proper localized forecast of weather. That is a need of hour. And next one is even we have to understand the monsoon dynamics, right? Like how unusual weather pattern is there and how it is complicating, what about the monitoring, and especially we have to focus on even potential flooding area mapping, and even we have to understand like how landslides will be happening. And because of heavy rain in AP, so it led to landslides. So in that landslides, around 4 people they had been died and many of them had been injured and rescue operations are going on in that landslide area of AP. So because of this, we need to have proper community awareness and as well as readiness as well. Okay, so these are the things that you have to remember and I want to show you what is the difference between El Nino and La Nina. So El Nino is abnormal conditions. So I'll draw a diagram for you guys. So here we have India and here we have Australia. So I'm just drawing a schematic diagram and here we have, okay, South America like that. So what happens during normal year? So normal year is also called as La Nina. During La Nina what happens is, so where this low pressure is there, low pressure area will be created in Australia and as well as India. And where the high pressure will be there? So high pressure will be there in this South America. So according to pressure gradient force, PGF, always winds move from high pressure region to low pressure. So because of this, winds will be moving in this direction. So because of this, we will be getting good rainfall in this La Nina. So but what happens in case of El Nino is, so instead of high pressure here, low pressure will be formed in South America and Australia will be having high pressure. So instead of movement of winds like this, so winds will be moving from Australia towards South America. So because of this, we will be getting very less rainfall in this El Nino. So this is the schematic diagram that you have to know. So this is very important, especially from this monsoons. You have to know this concept of La Nina and El Nino for sure. Okay. So now let us see next article. Title says 3 language formula will help students learn other languages if not Hindi, says minister. So what is the keyword? Keyword here is 3 language formula. So from which subject you can see this article? From GS paper 2, from polity and governance point of view, and from society also you can see what is the impact on society if you are imposing this three language formula. And what are the dimensions you have to see is, you have to see first of all what is this three language formula, and you have to see why we need to implement this three language formula, and what will be the impact of this implementation, and you have to see positives and also negatives. So all these dimensions that you have to see from this three language formula, so that whichever the question that is appearing from this three language formula, you will be in a condition to answer that question. Okay, am I clear? Okay, now let us see the context. Union Minister stated that three language policy. So this policy will help students in Tamil Nadu state to learn languages. So which are the languages that normally studied in Tamil Nadu? We have English, we have Tamil. Apart from this, the students of Tamil Nadu can also learn Telugu and as well as Malayalam without forcing Hindi on them. So in this three language formula, we are focusing on learning based on mother tongue and as well as English. So we don't want to impose Hindi in non-Hindi states. So this is the concept of three language formula. So here this minister he is emphasizing on initiative. So this initiative, it would enhance learning language opportunities, and it will be very much helpful to learn or taught like Tamil even in other states as well. So if you see the key points here, the first one is this three language policy. It aims to diversify language education in Tamil Nadu, and they want to focus on especially multilingual environment in the schools, so that we can enhance cultural exchange and even we can understand about the multidimensional languages that we can inculcate in the students of Tamil Nadu. And next one is we can also ensure language flexibility. So by ensuring that no student is forced to learn Hindi, and we are respecting our regional linguistic preferences, so that we can increase student engagement, and as well as we can also provide motivation in learning languages like Telugu and as well as Malayalam even in this Tamil Nadu state. And especially we are focusing on Tamil education elsewhere. So here even in other states like Uttar Pradesh and as well as Jharkhand, so they are also teaching this Tamil language. So here especially we are promoting Tamil across India while allowing Tamil Nadu students even they can have an opportunity to learn other regional languages. So even if you see, recently we came up with this Vande Bharat trains. They're very fast moving trains. So I can say like it is one of the revolution in our Indian railways. So because of this Vande Bharat trains, now transportation will become very easier, so that it will also help for economic development, and even now the students they can have easier access for the students and as well as business. So wherever, whichever language they can learn, so they have the opportunity of easy transportation. So this can also foster this three language policy. And even whatever the social issues are there, like rising of narcotic drug issues in rural areas, so which is pressing social issue, and it has to be even clearly determined by the government, and this language policy will also helpful for creating awareness among the students about this public health strategies. And even we have to focus on balancing between development and as well as culture. It will be very helpful for development of cultural identity and as well as regional languages as well. So these points that you have to learn from this article point of view. And see this article very useful, especially for students who had been habituated or addicted to play internet games. So mindfulness therapy can tackle internet gaming addiction, says NIMHANS. NIMHANS did a study, and in this study they said that if the students who had been habituated or addicted to play this internet games, then we can go for de-addiction. So we can go for mindfulness therapy so that we can come out of this addiction with the games. So this article is important from your science and technology. Okay, let us see what is this article talking about. So many students, especially from COVID-19 period onwards, so they had been habituated to have a digital gadget. Either it may be phones, tablets or laptops, etc. because of online education penetration in our country. So many students, they had been addicted to internet gaming. Okay, so they had been having a syndrome called as internet gaming addiction. So because of this, now Nimhans did a study, and it said that based on the mindfulness based interventions we can take, so that we can enhance self awareness and as well as emotional regulation, and this will be very helpful to come out of this internet gaming addiction. So the important points of the first one, if you see about this internet gaming addiction, it became more commonly and particularly we can see in adolescents and as well as youth. Whenever if you are getting addicted to these games, what happen, it will be having impact on your academics, impact on your social lives, and we need targeted interventions. And even if you see which are the things that we can focus, so we can focus on the first thing is mindfulness based stress reduction. We can focus on mindfulness based stress reduction and even mindfulness based cognitive therapy. So these two things can be taken so that we can address this issue of internet gaming addiction. And next one is we can focus on emotional awareness. So here whenever we are increasing this awareness of emotions, so they can come out or they can escape from the gaming. Whenever any family which is providing proper emotional things, okay, to the children, then obviously they will be coming out of this gaming. So parents, they have to spend some valuable time with their kids. And next one here is even this research is saying that we have to focus on empirical studies, and based on the studies they said that yes, this technology and this method which is very much useful for especially addicted students. Okay, so even we need proper community approach. Also community support is very important, especially family support, community support, and even wherever they are spending time like education institutions and moral support, everything is required, especially so that they can come out of this internet gaming addiction, right? And now let us see the next topic. It is about atrocities against women, a serious concern, says Prime Minister. So recently, if you're following the news, so recently our president also gave a statement, safety on women, enough is enough. And yesterday's newspaper, we studied one article that our vice president, he gave a statement regarding UCC. UCC is going to empower women. And we need proper implementation of this UCC across India. And now today again one more statement in news which is given by Prime Minister. He said that atrocities against women is a serious concern, so we have to take proper step to ensure women's safety. And even in our yesterday's class, we studied one statement. So if any society is not providing safety for women, we are calling that society as uncivilized society. Okay, so because of this, our private is also focused on the same thing. So we have to ensure proper laws or proper safety of women. But how? So how can we ensure the safety? So first one is we have to go for proper implementation of laws, fast track justice. Okay, then actually there are no offline students here to give the answers. So I'm alone taking my class here. Okay, now let me explain you what are the points that you have to focus. How can we ensure women's safety? Okay, so if you see the context, it says that Prime Minister and Chief Justice addressed the serious concern of atrocities against women at National Conference of District Judiciary. So in this National Conference of District Judiciary, we are especially focusing on the serious concerns of women, especially atrocities against women are increasing day by day. So here our Prime Minister focused on 4 to 5 important things. The first one is we need to address these atrocities as soon as possible because it is growing as a societal concern. And especially there is also increasing of public pressure on our government priorities. So we have to take urgent action against these atrocities. First important point. And next one here is we have to ensure proper justice. Okay, proper justice, especially whatever the legal framework is there in our country, so we have to focus on strict implementation of that legal framework. And next one is if laws are not suitable or if they are having any loopholes, we have to come up with coming up of new legal system in our country, so that whatever the atrocities are there, they should be effectively addressed by those new legal forms. And next one here is we have to focus on judiciary rule. So if any case which had been filed in Supreme Court, because of pendency of cases, because of vacancies in Supreme Court, this will take more than 10 years. If you see Nirbhaya case, how many days it took? If you take this Disha case, so how many days it took? So it should not be like, it should take some years, because in these years what happens? So even Aisha case, no judgment till now. So here, so because of this, we have to improve the role of judiciary. That means we have to focus on fast track courts so that we have to get justice as early as possible. And next one here is gender representation. So even we have to improve female judicial officers. So it should be like a positive trend. We can empower women in this judiciary field. And next one here is we need to improve our judicial confidence as well. And as well as if you see the historical reflection, so recently we celebrated 75th anniversary of Supreme Court formation. So on that day, even Supreme Court judges had watched one movie. Okay, so in that movie, especially they were focused on that movie theme is based on women empowerment. What are the issues faced by women, and if such kind of cases they were coming to Supreme Court, so how judges need to be sensitized. Latpati Didi's movie, that the name of that movie is Latpati Didi. It is focused on especially women-based atrocities, violence against women in rural areas. So here, because of that kind of initiatives, obviously we can bring some change in the society. So these are the steps we can take to ensure safety of women in our society. And see this article, next one is Center plans to boost 2G ethanol production, set up enzyme manufacturing facilities to reduce imports. So why this article is in news? Because 2 days ago, one policy had been approved by government, that is Bio-E3 policy. What is Bio-E3? Biotechnology for employment, biotechnology for environment, biotechnology for economy. So these three E's are economy, environment and unemployment. So here if you see ethanol, so where we can use this ethanol? Ethanol can be used as a fuel. It is an example of biofuel, right? So by using this ethanol, obviously we can what? We can save our environment. And next one is if you're coming up with this type of facility, setting up of this enzyme manufacturing facilities, obviously we can improve employment opportunities and obviously it will be contributing to our economy. So in the line of this Bio-E3 policy, so we are going to come up with this enzyme manufacturing facilities so that what will be the other advantages, we can decrease our petrol or crude oil imports from other countries. So even we can save our forex reserves. So in this way, whenever you're reading current affairs, you have to connect your present topic with at least 1 week's topics which are there in news, so that you will be having a net or web-like thing, so that you can easily represent in your answers when you are writing your mains answers. Okay, let us see this article. So Indian government plans to enhance our 2G ethanol production. So how? By establishing enzyme manufacturing facilities. And actually the important aim of our government is to promote Bio-E3 policy and to reduce imports and to promote biotechnology. And this is the first facility which is set up especially in Haryana. So if you are preparing for other competitive examinations, you can get in which place it had been going to be set up. So that will be also a prelims based question. And actually, so this initiative which is aligned with Bio-E3 policy, which is targeting for increasing of ethanol production to meet our blending targets. So what is the target of our ethanol blending? That is 20% of ethanol blending by 2025 to 2026. So if you are having this kind of manufacturing, obviously we can achieve our target. So what are the key takeaways? The first one is there is shift to bioethanol. So the government's push for 2G ethanol, which signifies a strategic shift towards sustainable energy sources so that we can reduce our dependence on crude oil and we can save our forex reserves and even we can ensure our energy security in our country. And next one here is we are also focusing on local enzyme production. So that will be very helpful for decreasing of cost of production. And even we can encourage innovation and as well as job creation, etc. And even whenever we are focusing on this conversion of bioethanol, that is from stubble to bioethanol, even we can also address this problem of stubble burning. So this stubble burning in Punjab and Haryana, which will cause Delhi air pollution, right? So because of this, it can also address this problem of stubble burning, and even we can ensure cleaner air and as well as we can show that we are transitioning from non-renewable energy towards renewable energy. And even this will be very helpful for economic viability because it will be transforming our India's energy landscape. And this one is we can also prioritize agriculture biomass over the food crops, so that when we are producing this ethanol, it will also ensure food security and as well as we can promote sustainable agriculture practices. So all these are the important points that you have to remember. And in our last class, in yesterday's class itself, I discussed about this bio-ethanol policy. So please focus on that, in which areas we are focusing, what are the advantages, disadvantages, okay, all those things that you have to focus on. So these are the important articles that appear in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding. Thank you so much guys for watching, and please do like this class and share this class for your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy. Thank you.